I moved into that house when I was about 4 years old. I lived there for around 8 years. I was so glad that I'd finally left that god-awful place. My first memories of that damn house were lying on the living room floor on the day we first moved in, or making food with my mother. I won't lie to you, it was a nice looking house, quite comfortable during the day. I can't say the same for the nights though. I cannot begin to think about how much sleep I lost over those 8 years, and I hope no one else would have to go through what I went through. Every bloody night at exactly 1:39 AM, the noises would start and only stop at 5:41 AM. During the day, I'd doze off in class, which left me with a lower grade than I should have gotten. For some stupid reason, I never told my parents about it. Guess I was too scared of my parents laughing at me and finding out I was just hallucinating. Maybe if I did, we could have left sooner. At the beginning, I thought it was the cars outside. I lived by a busy street, so it would be possible. So one night I crept over to my window to have a look. There was not a moving car in sight. Another night, I had the idea that it was my parents watching TV in the living room, or something like that, so I went down to check. Again, I was left with nothing. So I went back to my room thinking nothing of it. 2 nights before we moved, I was sure that it was my parents making the noise, so I snuck out of my room and creaked their bedroom door open. I could see them both in bed. I could hear light breathing, but that was it. I shut the door and realized I could no longer hear the noise. I was so happy that I practically ran down the hall to my bedroom. Standing outside my bedroom door, I still could not hear a thing. As soon as I got in and shut my door, as soon as that little click noise, it started again, louder. Apparently, I passed out from exhaustion while walking back to my bed as I woke up to my mother looking worried as I was lying in the middle of the room. That day I got ready for school as normal. I distinctively remember my mum telling me she was going to deep clean my room. I got home that day to see most things in my house covered in bubble wrap or in a box. I walked into the empty dining room to see my parents packing things away. "Oh, Josh," my mum gave me a big hug. "Surprise, we're moving." I asked them why we were moving, and my parents stopped smiling and looked awkward. "We'll tell you when you're older," my father blurted out. "Now help me take apart this table, will you?" The rest of the evening we packed up. My mum made us some pot noodles, and we slept in sleeping bags in the study room. I wasn't allowed in my bedroom, which was a little strange. My mum told me that there were boxes everywhere, and that it was too messy to get to my bed. The next day I didn't go to school. We packed up our stuff in the moving van and left town, never looking back. Well, that was 14 years ago. They never told me why we moved, so last week I went online to find out for myself. I searched up my town's name and a news article came up. Skeleton of 13-year-old boy found under child's bed. That line unnerved me a little. I've never heard of this. I opened the article and read that a couple of years prior to us moving there, a 13-year-old boy called Kenneth Gray had gone missing one night. I read on and found out that a woman called Elizabeth Sand, my mother, had found Kenneth under her 12-year-old son's bed on the 18th of June 2006, the day my parents told me we were moving. At the end of the article, it was a memorial to Kenneth, describing him and all his happy memories. I started to sweat as soon as I read the first quote from one of his friends. We'd always write down the things Kenneth said in his sleep. My little bunyips, that is all from Mr. Villain today. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel helps tell YouTube that you're liking my content and want to see more of it. Clicking the notification bell will keep you up to date with my videos and notify you whenever I upload. You can also dislike the video if you want, but doing that might be hazardous to your health.